The highly anticipated showdown between Gervonta Tank Davis and Lamont Roach was already thrilling, but no one could have predicted the dramatic turn their face-off took.
Who said that? You said what? You said what? Yeah, that's why I've been waiting for the niggas to talk. How much you want back?
It all kicked off at the press conference in Brooklyn, where both fighters were promoting their WBA lightweight championship bout. Scheduled for March 1st at the Barclays Center, the fight has been stirring up plenty of heated opinions from all sides.
Again, the media like to hate him too, so I'm going to catch a lot of that backlash too, but I mean, it is what it is. I ain't really studying that too much. I'm not worried about narrative. I'm worried about what I can do in the ring.
All right, brother.
Gervonta Davis is the overwhelming favorite, with betting odds placing him at 16-1 against Roach. Most believe Roach doesn't stand a chance, but he isn't bothered. Instead, the doubt has only fueled his determination to prove everyone wrong. He's ready to show the world that he's not someone to be underestimated.
Close people, so get ready for 2 fights. But yes, and after I beat him the second time, I probably would ask the WBA to let me go up to 140 and fight.
During the press conference, Roach grabbed the mic and made it clear he wasn't there to be overlooked. "Everybody thinks I'm just here to lose," he said, locking eyes with Davis. "They see me as an underdog who's supposed to back down, but let me tell you something. I'm a dog, and I'm ready to bite. This fight is going to shock the world."
He took this fight for the naysayers and all this and all the people talking shit about the fight. I think he actually took the fight because he know that I'm a dog, and he want to prove his skills again.
Davis, sitting just a few feet away, smirked but stayed mostly silent. When both fighters were called to the center stage for the traditional face-off, the tension became even more intense. Standing nose to nose, they exchanged heated words under their breath. Then, Davis leaned in and said something that clearly hit a nerve.
I say 9th round.
What?
I say 9th round.
You said 9?
Yeah.
What's your response to that, Lamont?
Look, he got scared. Look, he looked at 9.
I'm telling him, you saying you going down in a 9th? You know that power occurred late.
I know you got some sneaky power. That's what I do know.
That moment set the stage for what happened later. Roach suddenly slapped Davis across the face. Known for his fiery temper, Davis didn't hold back in his reaction. As security rushed in to separate them, he shouted, "You're done! You hear me? Done! That's the last mistake you'll ever make." But Roach showed no remorse. "He disrespected me and my father," Roach said in a post-conference interview. "I'm not letting anyone talk to me like that, not even Tank Davis. If he thinks he can intimidate me, he's got another thing coming. That slap was just a preview of what's coming on fight night."
It's going to be a party
And
on your floor.
I'm going to let y'all know, son, his father was up here shaking on the, what's the name? He was shaking on the
Thank everybody that played a part in it. My team, Berto Diaz, Gary Jonas.
On my kids, he was shaking on this time. On my kids, he was shaking. How you going to say it's cap? And
It gotta be.
You going to say it's cap? I'm watching it. Gotta be.
Despite the odds stacked against him, Roach's confidence remained unshaken. "Skill-wise, I bring a lot to the table," he said. "I can adapt. I'm gritty. I'm smart. Whatever it takes, I'll do it." The bad blood between Davis and Roach isn't new. Their rivalry dates back years. They fought twice as amateurs in 2011, with Davis winning both times. But their competitive fire never faded. Over the years, they've sparred together multiple times, keeping a close eye on each other's professional careers.
Just overall being something that he's not been in the ring with. I'm the total package, and honestly, sometimes I think he doubts himself. But I'm a competitor, and I feel like I'm the best. So
Roach doesn't believe Davis picked him as an opponent just for an easy win. He thinks it's about silencing critics who have questioned Davis's recent fights. "He knows I'm no pushover," Roach said. "He's looking for a challenge, and he's got one." Davis, known as Tank, has built a reputation for electrifying knockouts, thrilling boxing fans for years. With an undefeated record of 30 wins, 28 by knockout, he has cemented himself as one of the sport's most exciting fighters. March 1st is another chance for him to prove his dominance. "I'm going to end it in the 9th round," Davis confidently declared at the EA press conference.
My whole family is from DC. My whole family, like my entire family.
Don't bring them. Don't bring them.
For what?
Don't bring them. I'm telling you.
They gonna celebrate with me. Yeah.
Don't bring.
As March 1st approaches, fans are expecting a high-energy showdown. "It's going to be a great event, an exciting show, with the same result as always," Davis teased. "You just have to wait and see." Roach, with a record of 25 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw, understands he's the underdog, but that doesn't shake his belief in himself. These two fighters have history. They faced off twice as amateurs, with Davis winning both times. But Roach sees this as a completely different fight. "There's a big difference between fighting in the amateurs and fighting now," he said. "We've both evolved, improved, and adapted in the ring. There might be things we remember from before, but on the big stage, none of that is going to matter."
Whoop his ass. I'm always looking for a knockout. No matter what, I'm always prepared for 12 rounds. But I'm always looking for a knockout, and if I get the chance, I'm going to try to knock his head off.
This matchup comes with extra excitement due to their long-standing amateur rivalry. Both fighters have come a long way since their early days in the sport, and this fight will finally answer the lingering question: who is truly the better boxer? Davis, fresh off his June victory over Frank Martin with a dominant 8th round knockout, knows how to put on a show. The Barclays Center, where he won his first championship in 2017, holds a special place in his heart. "The energy from the people is amazing," Davis said about fighting in New York. "We fought twice in the same tournament. We fought in the Junior Olympics, the regionals, and the nationals. I won my first championship here, and I have more followers from New York than almost anywhere. New Yorkers bring great energy." This will be Davis's 4th time fighting at the Barclays Center, and he's eager to put on another unforgettable performance for his fans. Meanwhile, Roach is stepping up to a big challenge by moving up 5 pounds to face Davis. Despite this, he remains confident, seeing this fight as his golden opportunity to showcase his skills on the biggest stage of his career. Even Davis acknowledges Roach's ability, saying, "Lamont's got skills." "Even at a smaller weight class, he's one of the guys I came up with in boxing, and he's still doing well," Davis said. "He's definitely a top opponent, and everyone will see that on March 1st. There's a clear level of respect between them, but that doesn't take away from their shared determination to win. Roach isn't just here to compete. He's here to make a statement." Davis, on the other hand, sees this fight as another step in securing his legacy. His bold prediction of a 9th round knockout only adds to the drama, and with his history of explosive finishes, his confidence isn't unfounded. However, Roach believes in his own growth and preparation, setting up a true clash of wills that boxing fans can't wait to witness. No one has figured out how to beat Tank Davis yet, but Roach and his team believe they have a plan to change that. "We've got a game plan, we're going to execute it, and we're going to get the result," Roach's camp stated. "That head movement, that bob and weave, it's going to work." This fight isn't just another title defense for Davis, it's another step in building a legacy that could place him among boxing's all-time greats. With every win, the pressure on him grows, but he embraces it. However, in the midst of all the hype, Davis made a comment that has fans buzzing. He hinted that retirement is on his mind. He didn't go into detail, but the mere possibility of him stepping away from the sport adds a whole new level of urgency to this fight. Still, not everyone is convinced he's serious.
What changed? What made this shit trash? Garbage.
If you got the opportunity to sign a prospect for GTD, who will be?
Gervonta.
Bernard Hopkins, one of the most respected figures in boxing, recently shared his thoughts on Gervonta Davis's plan to retire at 30. For Hopkins, who became the oldest world champion in history at 49, the idea of stepping away so early is almost unthinkable. However, the man known as the Executioner also acknowledges the unique path Davis has taken and the legacy he has already built. Speaking to Fight Hype, Hopkins reflected on Davis's remarkable career and the impact his early retirement could have. "He needs to be respected for doing what most of the greats did in their time," Hopkins said. He's accomplished the highest goal you can reach, and he's a first-ballot Hall of Famer. Hopkins' words highlight the contrast between their careers. While he fought well into his 40s, defeating younger opponents and collecting world titles, Davis has chosen a different route. With an unbeaten 30-0 record and 28 knockouts, he's already considered one of the best of his generation. But his announcement that he plans to retire by the end of 2025, after just 3 more fights, has sparked heated debates among fans and analysts. Hopkins also addressed the inevitable comparisons between different eras and the criticism Davis might face for not fighting certain rivals, particularly Shakur Stevenson. "Every era has fighters who didn't fight each other," Hopkins said. "I don't think that will ever change or disappear from the conversation." One of the biggest discussions surrounding Davis's potential retirement is his refusal to face WBC champion Shakur Stevenson. Earlier this year, the idea of them fighting gained traction when Davis mentioned Stevenson as a possible opponent. However, during the press conference announcing his fight with Lamont Roach Jr., Davis dismissed the idea entirely. "For what? What has Shakur done in the sport? He hasn't done nothing," Davis said. His comments caused a stir, especially when he added, "The young ones look better than him. Keane looks way better than this guy. What has Shakur done? He hasn't done nothing." Davis's remarks suggest that he doesn't believe Stevenson has accomplished enough to deserve a fight with him. But Hopkins offered a different perspective, saying this decision shouldn't take away from Davis's legacy. "Tank understands his path and will go about it the way he wants," Hopkins said. "He's still young. He might change his mind. Who knows? Something might happen in the next 1 or 2 fights that makes him reconsider." Still, Davis's refusal to face Stevenson has led some to accuse him of avoiding a dangerous opponent. Stevenson, known for his elite defensive skills and technical ability, presents a stark contrast to Davis's aggressive knockout-heavy style. However, Davis has brushed off any claims that he's dodging Stevenson, showing no concern for the criticism.
Lamont Roach, but when you're looking at Shakur Stevenson, when you're looking at these other fights that he should really be fighting, he don't want to do them fights. He wants to retire. Yeah. So don't come and but don't come at me and go, "Oh yeah, let's give it all very big bollocks," and go, "Oh yeah, let's give him some."
Davis dismissed the idea that he's avoiding Stevenson, saying, "Us fighters, if we're afraid of someone, it has to be because they can hit us and hurt us. He doesn't have any offense. Everything is defense. Defense only. Wins in football, not in boxing." Hopkins, in his usual measured tone, suggested that fans should respect Davis's decision, whether or not he fights Stevenson. "If he's got 1, 2, or 3 fights left, let's respect that and hope they're the fights we want to see. That's the key," Hopkins emphasized. For someone like Hopkins, who fought for nearly 3 decades, retiring at 30 is almost unheard of. However, he acknowledged that every fighter's journey is different. When asked for his 2025 Christmas wish list of 3 potential opponents, Davis refused to name names, saying, "I won't say, I won't say, I won't say." Hopkins, who continued fighting because he felt he still had something to prove, speculated that Davis's story might be different. "He might change his mind. Who knows?" Hopkins said. "Something might happen in the next 1 or 2 fights. That makes him want to stay, or maybe he'll deliver something spectacular on his way out." The contrast between Davis and Hopkins also reflects how boxing has changed over the years. In Hopkins' era, many fighters kept going either for financial reasons or because they felt unfinished. Today, fighters like Davis have more control over when and how they leave the sport. With just 3 fights left before his planned retirement, fans are eager to see who Davis will face. While Stevenson seems to be off the table for now, Hopkins' comments leave hope for exciting matchups. Davis's explosive style has made him a star, and his decision to retire early only adds to the intrigue surrounding his career. But as Hopkins pointed out, respect is key. "He accomplished the highest goal you can accomplish," Hopkins said. "He's also a first-ballot Hall of Famer." For Davis, stepping away at the peak of his career may not just be about retiring, it could be about preserving his health, legacy, and financial future. Hopkins and others have hinted that the door to the ring may never fully close for Davis. With unexpected developments possible in his next few fights, his retirement, plans could remain flexible. For now, the boxing world watches and waits to see what the next chapter holds for Tank. Whether he faces Stevenson or not, his legacy is already cemented, and as Hopkins put it, let's respect that and hope it's the fights we want to see. Meanwhile, WBC lightweight champion Shakur Stevenson is set to make his highly anticipated return to the ring on February 22nd, where he will take on the undefeated Floyd Schofield. This bout will be part of the undercard for the massive Artur Beterbiev versus Dmitry Bivol rematch in Riyadh, a night set to showcase some of the most exciting talent in boxing. For Stevenson, this fight is another opportunity to solidify his reputation as one of the most technically skilled fighters in the lightweight division. Shakur Stevenson might have better defense, but at the end of the day, I still think we haven't seen the best version of Tank Davis, said a boxing analyst. People keep talking about power, but we still haven't seen it all. Stevenson's matchup with Schofield has already generated buzz among fans. Schofield, a rising star in American boxing, boasts an undefeated record and a mix of speed and power. However, Stevenson's superior experience and elite defensive skills make him the favorite. Known for his incredible ring IQ and ability to control the fight's pace, Stevenson has been hailed as a potential generational talent. His upcoming bout could test both fighters and set the stage for even bigger matchups in the future. Ahead of this fight, legendary trainer-turned-analyst Teddy Atlas shared his thoughts on Stevenson and the current state of the lightweight division during an interview with ProBox TV. When asked who the true king of the division is, Atlas didn't hesitate. Tank Davis is the man right now. Yeah, boxing needs Tank. The fight everyone wants, it's the biggest fight in the world when it happens, Atlas declared. Tank Davis is in his prime. He can do everything. Forget about him being the hardest puncher. He's also a terrific counterpuncher. He sets traps, can use his legs when needed. Right now, he's the complete package. Davis's reputation as one of the most dangerous fighters in the sport is well earned. With a perfect record and devastating knockout power, he has become a must-watch attraction. But Atlas didn't just praise his punching ability. He highlighted Davis's adaptability, ring intelligence, and footwork, making him a challenge for anyone who steps into the ring with him. When the discussion shifted to whether Davis could defeat Stevenson, Atlas acknowledged the unique challenge posed by the WBC lightweight champion. Right now, he's probably the only guy I can see beating Shakur Stevenson, Atlas said. Because Stevenson is just that tough to figure out. His style, his awareness, his footwork, his speed, and the way he controls distance. Stevenson's defensive skills and ability to shut down opponents make him one of the most elusive fighters in boxing. His precise footwork and ability to control the pace have drawn comparisons to some of the greats. However, Atlas believes Davis's versatility and knockout power could be the key to cracking Stevenson's style. The possibility of a Davis versus Stevenson fight has fans buzzing. Both fighters are undefeated, and their contrasting styles would make for an exciting showdown. Stevenson's defensive brilliance and tactical approach would be put to the test against Davis's explosive power and ring control. It's a fight that could shake up the lightweight division and create a new superstar in boxing. While Stevenson has shown interest in fighting Davis before, the timing remains uncertain. Davis recently announced plans to retire by the end of 2025, leaving only a small window for the fight to happen. If it does, it would be one of the most anticipated matchups in recent history, potentially rivaling classic lightweight battles of the past. But he hasn't even fought at 135 yet, right? He didn't have power at 126 or 130 either, some critics argue. For now, Stevenson is focused on his upcoming fight against Floyd Schofield, but the shadow of a future showdown with Davis looms large. Both fighters have their own paths to navigate in 2024, but fans and analysts are eager to see them eventually meet in the ring. Atlas's belief that Davis is the man to beat Stevenson only adds to the speculation. As Stevenson continues to impress with his technical skill and Davis dominates with his power and versatility, anticipation continues to build. The year 2025 could be a defining moment for both fighters and the lightweight division. That's a great fight. I like Tank. I think he's too strong for anyone at that weight. But skill for skill, it's an incredible matchup, one observer noted. Until then, Stevenson's February bout with Schofield will be a key test. A dominant performance could further establish him as one of the sport's elite and make his case for a blockbuster fight with Davis even stronger. Before that, though, Tank will have to take on Lamont Roach in March. So, who do you think would win between these two? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates.